There are now just 8 short days until I strut my stuff on stage with the Dream Boys, who in their own words are the most famous male strippers in the UK. Yes, I will be dancing with the lads on stage Wednesday next week on the 28th of June. I'm going to do 3 routines on the night. One of them will be a solo. I'm doing it all to raise money for the mental health charity Mind. And I'm delighted to say, I'm very, very grateful to say that you have raised almost £65,000, which is incredible. Thank you to everyone who's given money so far. You can donate by going to justgiving.com/fundraising/challenge Christie's. It is for that mental health charity. It is, of course, for Mind. And every single day, I actually do read the comments that are underneath some of the donations. And I won't go through them all now. I want to make sure that I do them all justice, really. But the amount of people who have got in touch and donated, even if just £5 or even less sometimes, right all the way up to a couple of grand a pop, who say this is for my brother who we sadly lost to suicide, or this is for my husband who sadly passed away a few years ago for taking their own lives, or this is for my dad. And it goes on and on, or a colleague. And there's a lot of these, a huge amount of these. And it is an epidemic. Mental health and, unfortunately, explicitly male suicide. Obviously, mental health in any form is bad. A mental health crisis, any kind of suicide is bad. But the male mental health situation is an epidemic of epic proportions. Apparently, it's the largest killer of men under the age of 40, which I think we can all agree is astonishing, really, when you think about cancer, road traffic accidents, everything else. Now, every single day, the latest figures that I've seen anyway show that 12 men take their own lives, and certainly the comments that are underneath the fundraising that I'm doing there make for a very, very moving reading. And I will be compiling a list of those and doing a read-through of some of those shortly. But justgiving.com/fundraising/challenge Christie's is that link. For what it's worth, I will be humiliating myself on stage, but it is, of course, for an incredibly good cause. And if we can try to save some lives together, it would mean the world to everybody out there who is suffering. And I think, really, it is very pertinent, given that Mind, the charity, has found that a third of British adults say that they don't think a mental health hospital would treat their loved one with respect or compassion, whilst almost 86% say they're worried, sad or angry about the mental health situation after a string of scandals. I wanted to talk now to Gemma Byrne, who's the policy and campaigns manager for Mind. Gemma, thank you very, very much. It's great to have you on the show. It's great to discuss this kind of stuff. Just to explain a bit about the scale of the mental health crisis in this country and where Mind comes in, because not everyone can, unfortunately, because there's so many of them, get the instant urgent help that they need when they need it most. And you know, let's be honest, there's not always time to hang around when it comes to mental health.
Yeah, hi Patrick, and firstly just want to say massive thank you for your fundraising and to everyone who's been donating money. So as you said, today we've launched a campaign where we're calling on the UK government to raise the standard of mental health hospitals. And that's because over the past 9 months or so, we've been seeing a steady stream of reports about unsafe and often at times abusive care in mental health hospitals. And whilst we've been seeing a lot of these over the last 9 months, it's actually been going on for years and years. And we think it's time to put a stop to that. And we really want to call on the government to raise the standard of mental health hospitals. OK, so when it comes to Mind at the moment, what happens if somebody is really struggling at the minute and is in desperate need of some care, some attention, some advice? Where does Mind come in? Just explain to our viewers and our listeners why you're so important. Yeah, so at Mind, we provide information online on our website about what you can do if you're struggling with your mental health or if a loved one is, where you can go to seek support. We also have an information line that people can call to get more information about how, again, they can get support with their mental health. And then we have a whole network of local Mind offices around the country that themselves deliver mental health services to support people.
OK, and it is an epidemic, it absolutely is, and so many people are worried in the first place about admitting or recognising that there is some issue, dealing with the stigma that may, wrongly and unfairly, but may surround that, being able to access care and then being worried about the quality of the care that they are getting. And as we've just said there, 86% of Brits are worried or angry about the mental health situation and concerned about the care that is being offered. So what could be done to make that care better and make it more accessible for people, do you think?
Well, the first thing we're calling for is for the government to launch an inquiry into the failings in mental health hospitals that have been going on for years. But there are things that the government can do in the immediate term. So, for example, we've seen decades of underfunding of mental health services across the board. And we want to see investment from the government in mental health hospitals in terms of the actual buildings, but also the staff that work in those hospitals. And we want to see the government introduce the Mental Health Bill, which will be delivering some really vital reforms to the Mental Health Act, which will strengthen people's rights when they're in hospital.
OK, yeah, I think that's so vitally important. I would also, and by the way, I don't know if Mind... I don't want to put words into Mind's mouth here, this is just my own personal view. I know that a lot of police and a lot of paramedics, etc., when they get their emergency call-outs, also often it's to do with people's mental health. And I mean, it would seem like a good solution for me to have some kind of rapid response mental health unit that can both free up some of our other emergency services, but also tackle the issue at hand. So they're people who are trained and capable of dealing with that life and death situation are the ones who attend, as opposed to, with respect, police officers who are maybe more used to going to various other offences and maybe better trained to deal with other things like that, as it were, maybe should go there instead. But look, Mind does incredible work, and thank you very much for everything that you do. I know firsthand that Mind can save lives, and it is a cause that's very, very close to my heart. And I do hope to talk to you again, Gemma, at some point soon. And if there's any more that we can do to work together to raise a bit more money, I would love to be a part of that. So there's Gemma Byrne there, who's the Policy and Campaigns Manager for Mind. So thank you very, very much. Just quickly, just a very quick reminder of that fundraising link, and thank you very much for everyone who's donating. justgiving.com/fundraising/Challenge Christie's. justgiving.com/fundraising/Challenge Christie's. So there we go.